going to show you a set of Skyline turbos that I upgraded. I think that these were an HKS upgraded aftermarket upgrade for this vehicle, because I think I've done a similar set of Skyline turbos, but I think they were journal bearing. So I'll show you in detail what I had to do to make that work. So here's the turbine shaft that was originally in it. So these were ball bearing turbos when they were sent to me. They're Garrett ball bearing turbos, but it's like a really weird version. It's different in a couple of ways. One way that it was different is that the height of the bearing housing is different, even though it copies a GT28R bearing housing. I had to machine the bearing housings down and machine the plates down to be able to do this upgrade. The upgrade I did is a GTX 2871R. It's got the same compressor wheel as a 3071R, but the turbine is a 28R turbine. The compressor wheel measures 54.04 by, or 71.5, I think. The exhaust side is just a 47 by 53.8 millimeter turbine. Same thing as a 2860, but has a longer shaft so that you could use the longer billet compressor wheels, because the 28R compressor wheel is like really short. So I machined both these compressor housings out and faced the inlets. So I'll show you the opposite side. So here's what the other side of them looks like. I machined out the turbine housings to this turbine. The outlet flange pattern is much different than your normal T2 housings. If you watched my other video on another Skyline build, this is the same outlet flange. I guess it was a Japanese thing. See, you could tell the difference with this one because it's like a T2 flange, but it's not. I don't know that it's quite as the same as the normal T2 flange. It looks a little bit different, like the inlet's smaller in size. But the outlet flange apparently for the Skyline is more different than the 300ZX. So it's not necessarily the same for both Nissans. The main difference is that these two bolts are spread farther apart than narrower. I guess this may have been an HKS upgraded kit, which, before I upgrade them, because I upgraded both sides. So before, horsepower rating should have been good for around 5 to 550 horsepower. After doing the upgrade, these turbos should be good for up to 800 horsepower. These plates for O-rings, because normally Garrett never had O-rings on the plates besides the TO4E version. So I just want to make sure everything is better than before it came here, or better than new when Garrett made it. These wastegates do not look factory. Of course, they do have the HKS emblem on them, but I kind of think that the whole turbos may just be an HKS upgrade for the Skyline, because the last set I did weren't ball bearing. The thing that's interesting about these, if you notice that outlet flange, it actually mimics the same as the T2 rather than the GT28R or 35R ball bearing series, the outlet flange for the drain. So that's another thing that makes these turbos really unique. I've never seen a bearing housing like that was for ball bearing that had the journal bearing style outlet flange, which, after seeing that, makes me think that these turbos were probably an aftermarket application to fit the Skyline, to be able to do a bolt-on ball bearing turbo without having to modify the oil drain.